morning we're right at the beginning of Hell's Revenge Trail, and when I think of Moab, I think of Hell's Revenge, and that's probably based a little bit on some of my background. I grew up mountain biking in the area, and Slick Rock Trail's just down the road, and so maybe that's why I think of Hell's Revenge. Is it's just like Slick Rock Bike Trail, and that's what I grew up doing. But I'd recommend Hell's Revenge for anybody. It's easy to follow. There's just big black tire marks along the trail and little flames painted on the rocks to follow as well. Most of the obstacles you can bypass, and it really builds a lot of confidence. So for first timers here in Moab, I think this is a good one. You could easily get yourself in a lot of trouble though, so keep it to your skill level. But today we're hoping to have a good time, and we'll see you out on the trail.
Hey, what's up everybody? My name is James from Southern California, Los Angeles area. It's my first time here at Moab, and you're gonna go through Hell's Revenge with Alan here. He's gonna be my guide. It's my first time, so he's gonna guide me through. This right here is a 2021 Jeep Gladiator Mojave edition. Came standard with the 33s, with the box shocks in the front and in the rear. It's my first time wheeling, man, so I'm gonna enjoy this a whole lot. See how it goes. I'm gonna enjoy it.
This first part of the trail can be a little bit intimidating as you're on a skinny little fin of slick rock with drop-off on either side, but I find a lot of comfort just following the black tracks of everyone else's tires. If it's like, hey, if everyone else has done it, then and not rolled over or fallen off the mountain, then I'll be able to do it too. It's not to say if everyone was jumping off a cliff I would do it, but there is comfort in this trail in that. as I mentioned before and talked about, when I envision Moab, this is what I see is this type of trail. So we're going to watch as James goes up this trail in the background. It's kind of a fin. There's just a big long stretch of black tire marks, rubber marks, and you know that might, some people might suggest that degrades the beauty of the area, and that's hard to argue. I would just say, you know, how many people have come out here and seen this beautiful country because of the accessibility with four-wheel drive vehicles that otherwise wouldn't have. Not so many people are dedicated enough to hike through this hot, barren country. It's nice to sit in an air-conditioned vehicle and enjoy the ride and see these same beautiful things. So let's watch as James goes up this hill. The slick rock offers so much traction. The rubber just grips right to it perfectly. Come this way. Camera doesn't do it justice. It feels like you're standing on your feet. Pretty steep. here we are at the Hell's Revenge overlook. It's not quite what top of the world was, but beautiful nonetheless. Okay, so here we're going to do Hell's Gate on Hell's Revenge, and there's lots of video of people coming up it and some mishaps on it. We're crossing our fingers that doesn't happen to us, but I think what a lot of people fail to mention is how tricky this downhill section can be. Forget that you got to go downhill in order to get down there first, and it's not easy. It's all about feel. Now this gets the heart pumping, that's for sure. Looks like we got a crowd watching. This is one of my favorite sections here of Hell's Revenge, with just slick rock and ledges and traction galore. For the newbies, it feels pretty extreme, but there's really nothing extreme about it. Definitely hitting our rear bumper a lot more, doing real rock crawling. This is more rock crawling than we've done. In the past, it's been mostly overlanding type of off-road stuff, and definitely steeper ups and downs, and that bumper's really becoming an issue. Alright, here we are at the mouth of the Escalator. Yes, we did Hell's Gate. Pretty stoked about that. No, we are not going to do the Escalator. Why, you might ask? I'll tell you why. Because I really like this fender and that taillight and my little rack here. If you're not careful in the second hole of the Escalator, and what you have to do, for those of you that have never done it and want to try, is into the second hole, you have to stay as far right as possible. And then it forces you to turn left. But if you turn left too early, your passenger side rear tire will fall into a hole, and you'll hit your passenger side rear quarter panel on the wall, and also lift your driver's side front tire up off the ground. That's how people get in trouble. And the longer the wheelbase, of course, the harder it's going to be, because the less reactive, or let's say as you turn left, your rear tires are going to take a tighter path than they would otherwise. If you had a shorter wheelbase vehicle, then your rear tire is going to stay further to the outside. And so, especially in a Gladiator, it would be difficult. And it's a neat place. It's fun to see people play on it, but it's not for us today.
My best friend's a snake. He slept with my girl by mistake. My best friend's a snake. He's a snake. And she accidentally fell in his arms, and he inadvertently reluctantly held her close. And they didn't mean to board a plane and fly down to make love in Barbados.
He slept with my girl by mistake. My best friend's a snake. He's a snake. My best friend's a snake. He slept with my girl by mistake. My best friend's a snake. He's a snake.
Your luster has faded, your mind's become jaded, and your faith lies in a bundle on your bedroom floor. Your teenage aspirations start to fade away, but he's living like he started high school yesterday. Into town in your wedding gown, but your darling clown has a history of letting you down.
This ahead of us is Tip Over Challenge. It's off camber, feels like you're going to roll to the right, and I'm not a fan of it. So we're going to skip it. Now the remainder of this trail is mostly just bumpy little ledges, and you know, at this point you're kind of just a little bit tired, let's say, and been out in the sun for a while, so it's rather, you know, it's a little bit annoying, but part of the trail. We had fun on all the other obstacles, and so I guess that's the price for doing business, right? Alright, so there you have it. That was Hell's Revenge. You got a Jeep Gladiator Rubicon, Jeep Gladiator Mojave. Both fared pretty well. And James, this was your maybe first extreme off-road experience, especially with the new vehicle?
Yeah, it's very brand new. First time wheeling in any kind of condition. Alan here was the best spotter I had.
But you had a good time.
Had the best time in the world.
Great, awesome.
Best views ever.
It's kind of it's a little bit of a symbiotic relationship, right? Like,
yeah.
I was able to help maybe guide you through the trail a little bit, and you were able to be the cameraman.
Yeah.
So, but I think I got the better end of the deal.
I don't know. It's that kind of a flip of a coin. You know what I mean? But awesome. I loved it. For any of you guys out there who hasn't wheeled, the first time, it's best time ever. I can tell you that much. I loved it.
Well, good deal. Hey, and as always, get out and enjoy the land of the free.